on this computer. Go live. And we'll go live action over here whenever it says ready. Maybe. Getting there. Yep. Clicked on that one. And we've got a message. Do we have a message? No, it's just that 7 o'clock thing. We might be. Could be. Maybe.
Come on. I think we're still.
And I just got a notification, so we're gonna call.
Oh, there we are.
We're gonna call it live.
I literally got no notification.
It happens, man. So hey, all you cool cats and kittens out there. Yep, I'm bringing it back. Bringing it back.
Cats and kittens. I like that. Okay.
Also, I just think it's funny he didn't get pardoned, and that they rented a limo and parked it outside the prison apparently, and he didn't get up. Howdy, everybody out there. Glad to have you with us. It's another Wednesday night, so it is the Evan and Aaron Show. I'm Aaron. This is my buddy Evan, and we're just here to have a chat like we always do. And I got a couple things to talk about. I mentioned it in the write up, and then also in part of the title of the show is just it's been kind of nice for the past week to not wake up and wonder what fucking dumpster fire needed to be put out that day. And I'm not even saying Joe Biden's been perfect. I'm saying it's been quiet. They're just going about business, and that's what's supposed to happen.
Do me a favor. Take a deep breath. Do you smell that?
Decided lack of shit in the air?
That's democracy, baby. That's exactly what that is.
The sausage being made, but it's just it's nice, and I don't even necessarily know if we need to like dive all that much into. He's done some good work in the first few days. As I mentioned right before the show that we kicked off, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I gotta toss this out there. I'm all for varied opinions and people from diverse backgrounds. I'm not sure if we can call her that, but bringing different ideas to bear on our government. But a person who openly espouses killing members of the opposition party, also apparently believes Sandy Hook to be a hoax.
Just one of the victims.
Yeah. Harassed. It wasn't it Gutenberg, whose daughter.
Yes.
Was it him? Yeah. Yep. So just really despicable behavior, and not only is she in Congress, but people think they want somebody like her representing them, and that's kind of where we are right now. And I kind of lump this in with also what we were talking about before the show. When Joe Biden says we need to root out white supremacy and white supremacists and racists, if you're not a white supremacist or a racist, you probably shouldn't take offense to that. So it makes you wonder why Tucker Carlson devoted an entire show to that. And I think these things go hand in hand. Well, right, but I think these things go hand in hand. I think the Venn diagram of the intellectuals supporting Marjorie Taylor Greene and watching Tucker Carlson pretty much make a perfect zero. Why is this gaining ground? I feel like we've already had this argument, and it's been decided thousands upon thousands of times. Why are we still here? Why is this happening, Evan?
Honestly, man, I think it's the same thing. It's once again, it's the conundrum that we find ourselves in America, because we cannot understand the fact that people actually believe that this country is theirs. I hate to belabor and beleaguer that point, man, but it's a very significant piece, is that, the wackadoo. Oh, you can't hear me. Can you hear me, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I not loud enough? I'm sorry. Anyway.
I can hear you just fine, man.
Okay.
Would have been a weird conversation up till now.
I know it would have been. You look like you were engaged, but anyway, the wackadoos that are the triumvirate of ignorance. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, good old Ted Cruz, and then this idiot, Josh. What's his last name?
Holly.
Yeah, Josh Hawley, Holly, Holly. I don't even.
Holly.
I don't even
There's a
give a crap.
W in there.
I don't care. I call it the triumvirate of stupid.
Yeah.
If they continue doing what they're doing, they're going to continue to foster this false belief. AO says because it's America, or Io says because it's America. Absolutely, Io, you're absolutely right. Or in the words, watch whiteness work. Okay, that's absolutely it. They truly believe, Aaron, that this land is theirs. Manifest destiny was not wrong.
Right.
It wasn't wrong. And so I think that you get people fighting back. You get people, saying and taking offense to the fact that, the American dream isn't for everyone. Oh yeah, it is. It's for everyone. Everybody has an equal opportunity. No, everybody doesn't. And so
Right.
I think it's that same mentality, man, that they just keep pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing this, I saw today, and I don't know if you saw this, but and I need to investigate more. So if anybody out there knows, please let me know. There is beginning to be paperwork filed for the MAGA Freedom Party. On the news. So
I tell you what, if they manage to have a breakaway party, they will have destroyed any possibility of a legitimate and credible GOP for at least a decade.
Yeah.
Because if you destroy a base voting block like that, the only candidates you're gonna see a very polarized electorate. You're going to see traditional conservatives elected in very specific places, and then incredibly extremist-minded people in the others. I mean, Arizona is already feasting upon itself. I mean, they voted to censure.
That's horrible.
Their people in their own party because they chose to vote the way they
Liz
did.
Cheney's one of them, right?
Yeah. And it's just, it's weird because it seems so obvious that to go down this road can only lead to more problems for them. But I mean, look, they're doing it to themselves. The Republicans said, let's not vote on, let's not vote on impeachment until after he's out of office, so he finishes.
Yeah.
And now they're saying, well, now that he's not in office, it's not constitutional. Then we only got five. We only got 5 Republicans to vote for it. The question will be, maybe that was their, okay, this is our cover. I tried to say it, but now that they said, let's go forward, well, you did commit crimes. We'll see what happens. But it's just, even the people who should be doing and saying the right things are just so failing at their job.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I wanted to show you this because I didn't think I was crazy. I did not think I was crazy. If you want to, let's listen to this this news piece here real quick.
Involved. News Nation correspondent Marky Martin is live in Dallas tonight with the story. Marky.
Yeah, Nicole, the MAGA Patriot Party filing first thing this morning with the Federal Election Commission, and the FEC confirming with News Nation about 10 a.m. today that this did happen. That paperwork was submitted. And tonight we hear from the current Trump team and also from political experts who are weighing in on what this means for the future of politics as we know them.
Early Monday morning, the U.S. Federal Election Commission sending News Nation a copy of the 4-page electronically submitted document. Name, the MAGA Patriot Party National Committee. The organization listed as a joint fundraiser, Donald J. Trump for President Incorporated. The Patriot Party's official address listed in San Antonio, but the person named as the custodian of records, treasurer, and designated agent, one James Davis, located in Punta Gorda, Florida.
Of course.
Hi, James. This is Marky Martin with News Nation.
He didn't answer our calls, but current Trump staff did respond to our inquiries, saying, quote, "We are not supportive of this effort, have nothing to do with it, and only know about it through public reporting." We also talked to Cal Jilson, one of the country's leading political experts.
This is not good for Republicans, but it's hard to see what would be good for Republicans under these current circumstances.
Jilson calling this MAGA Patriot Party a major threat to the GOP. Filings like this in the past ending in lost elections and disappointment for Republican presidential hopefuls. He says most notably in the 20th century, Theodore Roosevelt.
And then in 1992, Bill Clinton was
Okay.
elected president of the United
So
States.
basically, we get the gist. We
Yeah.
get the idea. Dude, this is a legit thing. What do you? I mean, you said it, and I think we all got it. But you said it. This is devastating to Republicans and the Republican Party. Talk about that, man. Like it blew my mind.
And this is where Democrats have got to recognize that they're participating in a game and the other side plays it very, very differently. And I'm in no way suggesting dirty politics. I'm suggesting where you see this happening is where you absolutely attack seats. If they're gonna cannibalize themselves, then take advantage of the moment. You're not doing anything nefarious. You're just saying they just made somebody in their own party weak, and let's reroute $1 million of ad buys to rural Atlanta or to Houston, Texas, right? Or wherever these places are happening.
Do you think the precursor to this actually did happen in Georgia with the runoff elections, with people actually staying out of it because they were like, I'm done with the Republican Party?
Well, I think you saw it all the way back in 2018, because it was very, very easy to get out the vote for Democrats on the back of just such horrible antics by the Republican Party. Hi, Candle. Yes, we are all in Indiana. We're just attacking of right. Also, Candle is a friend of mine from college, and she lives in Germany, and consequently may not be as familiar with the phrase Florida man. And I'll explain it really quickly. Candle, Florida man is any amalgamation of stupidity that occurs typically in Florida.
Yes.
And it comes from a headline because in national newspapers, it will say, Florida man loses hand trying to kill alligator that killed his friend or some shit like that. Usually
Killed his Yorkie.
Usually there is a high amount of alcohol, a high amount of some sort of illicit drug, such as crystal meth in Florida, and some sort of wildlife and explosives usually make up a typical Florida man story. So hopefully that explains it a little bit.
Hey, don't give away the way we prep for this show, man. Come on.
Wait, which part?
All of the above.
Okay. But anyway, shout out to Candle. Like I said, she teaches on I believe a military base in Germany, land Landstuhl. So anyway, welcome to the show. We are, it's really, it's an HC beta. You know what? Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Absolutely. Yes. Hanover College betas. Yeah. They
I'm
are
all quiet again.
they are the Brett Kavanaughs of the world.
They're saying I'm quiet again, dude.
There is an entire episode on Atlanta devoted to Florida, man. Yeah, it is absolutely hysterical. Also, by the way, anybody who hasn't watched Atlanta, it is one of the best TV shows I've watched. I wish he did more of it.
Oh.
I don't know if there's going to be a third season or not, because that dude, I mean, let's face it, it's kind of hard to come back from This Is America. So I don't know what the deal is. Evan, I hear you just fine. I hear you just fine, but you're also on the Zoom call, so it might be a Facebook thing.
Okay, how about this? You can still hear me?
I can still hear you, but I'm not the one to ask because you and I are on a Zoom call, and then this is being broadcast to Facebook. Shout out to Zoom and Facebook. If you guys want to monetize, that'd be great.
Hey, there you go. How's
So,
that, Gia? Is that better?
back to
I don't know.
back to life, back to reality, which has a liberal bias.
That's all right. Keep going.
You know, I think when there are going to be Rammstein Air Force. Oh, Rammstein. Okay.
Rammstein. Okay.
Excellent.
We got a couple of other fellow educators on this show.
Yep.
You got me. You got Gia. I don't know.
And I'm just in general a life coach.
Dude, you're my life coach. Stop it. And no one else can have his services except for me. So sorry.
There's a waiting
That's
list.
the way it is.
So let's shift gears a little bit. And again, we started this because of COVID, and COVID is still here. It's still causing problems. And saw a thing today that basically just said, look, everybody's going to get it at some point, unless you get the vaccine in time, which let's talk about that. There's good things to report about the vaccine being rolled out. There's kind of bad things to report about, the vaccine rolling out. And I think I don't know what it would take for people to go, man, this guy just wasn't on our side. But talk about a final fuck you from Donald Trump saying, you know what, we're going to release all the reserves. We're going to put them out there. We recognize that's the better way to go about it. And then 2 days later, Biden's in office and he goes, there ain't no fucking reserves. These people lied to us. They didn't buy the doses. So, he announced there, they just bought 200 million doses or something like that. So, I mean,
Right.
It's a big process. It's not like poof, all of a sudden we have vaccines, but we do have a way forward. But man, there's just still spikes going on. We're still seeing ridiculous numbers. I don't know if this blew me away. Holland, when they said we got to lock this shit down. That was weird. We got to lock this shit down. Can't have people going out anymore. So not only were there protests and people throwing rocks at cops, but they burned down a COVID vaccination site or a testing site. I can't remember which, but yeah. Oh, Evan, you are entirely gone now. Evan, can you hear me?
Yes. Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you disappeared for a second.
Okay, now it's good.
Now you're back. Now you're loud as fuck, actually.
Oh, okay. I'll have my sexy voice on.
I was gonna say, turn on that late night smoky voice.
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm gonna be with you all night on the quiet wave with Evan Casey.
There you go, dude. I had no idea.
Yeah. So there's craziness going on, and
Wow.
look, I get it. I get that. I mean, there's tons of studies. We've already joked about the fantastic, like dystopian novels and movies that are certainly going to come out from all of this. But it's so crazy to just think that if we'd have made a couple decisive moves early on, everywhere. I mean, look at Asia. Now, a lot of places in Asia have largely dealt with this. New Zealand, obviously, New Zealand is again, it's a whole lot easier to shut down an island and take care of shit than it is a country of 350 million. I get the logistical issues there, but the fact remains, in Asia, where they have millions and millions of people in very, very small spaces, managed to do it because they already take health seriously. We talked about the fact that people have been wearing masks in Asia, and we've kind of always mocked them and like, oh, isn't your air quality poor? And no, it turns out that it's just common courtesy in their culture that if you're a little sick, that you put on a mask when you go out because you're going to be near a billion fucking people that day. And
it's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing
in their culture.
In their governments, at least, let's say Japan and South Korea, where they don't have a reason to distrust quite so much, right?
True.
And the government said, look, there's some bad shit going on. Don't go out. And if you do need to go out, double up on the masks. And, elsewhere, especially Western countries, had a flippant attitude toward it. It's just bizarre.
Did you see what Candle said? That's interesting. She said the EU is problematic. Vaccine rollout is slow due to the requirement to be equitable across the member states. Military personnel have mostly received their first doses. And quite frankly, that yes, I understand that, Candle, and thank you for bringing that to light. I think that's probably what we're trying to do here, is to make sure that each state, I think that each state we're trying to make sure that each state has the equity of vaccine, hopefully now, and that may be creating some logistical issues. I mean, I don't know. And really good insight.
There's always going to be an argument about how to prioritize it, and we're seeing that here with people being pissed off that prison populations are getting it. They're like, well, fuck those people, and it's like, well, that kind of says a lot about the American mentality right there.
Yes, it does. Io said it. I mean, that's a great statement right there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it just. I think I don't know if it was a meme or just somebody tweeted about it, but it's like, if our modern culture were like transported back to like 1942 London, the Germans would have just kept bombing the shit out of them, because somebody'd be like, you can't tell me I can't turn my lights on at night. You can't tell me I can't go outside. I really, what I find annoying? These sirens that keep going off. They're really interrupting my day. I am on my Peloton. I'm on my Peloton overlooking my gigantic bay window with my gay husband reading an interior design book in combat boots in the room behind me. And your air raid sirens are really, really annoying me. I mean, it is
my God. If I hear Winston Churchill one more time tell us that we must press on, I'm going to lose my mind. I mean, come on, people. It's just... Io opened up, he opened up the can of worms, and so I'm just going to go there with him. This is not just an indictment on American individualism. This is an indictment on how we set up this frigging country in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's showing us that those American values that we hold so dear and we clutch to, they're flawed. And they're flawed immensely. And this is the result of drawing back away from the rest of the world and simply focusing on America first, and not truly being open and welcoming, and also allowing ourselves to learn new things. We have elevated ourselves to the spot where we think we know every damn thing, and we are the shit, and we're not anymore. If anybody ever watched oh damn it, what was the name of that? It was Jeff Daniels, and that quote from the series about the newspaper, I forget what it was.
Newsroom.
Yeah, Newsroom. If anybody ever saw that, that is probably one of the most accurate pieces of Hollywood.
Yeah, that opening was good.
All time. Because it got to the heart of what we were about and what we don't want to face. We don't want to face that we're not number one.
Yeah.
We're not even number 20 at this point.
Well,
we're not.
No, we're not. We're absolutely not. But one of the things that I find that is, I don't know if irony is the right word in this moment, but you just mentioned it, it's like, this illustrates such the failure of this, America first attitude. But it's worse than that, Evan, because if America were truly first and he absolutely believed that, then wouldn't he have stockpiled the fuck out of some vaccines and said, rest of the world don't get none until Americans get theirs because we are America first? He didn't even do that.
You're right.
He lied. He lied just every time he came out there. He lied and lied and lied. And I can't stand the man, but I'm more upset about the people who continue to follow and defend it. How I don't like denigrating people specifically one-on-one, and I certainly don't like broad brushing a group of people. But if you still believe this shit, you need therapy. You need something I can't get through to you because you've been lied to so many fucking times. And when are you going to get outraged? When are you going to get mad that somebody that you believed in has so monumentally failed to make their argument? Oh, there's election fraud. Show us. Oh, we're going to have all the vaccines. Show us. It's not that difficult. Put up or fucking shut up.
They did. They got outraged because Ron DeSantis stood up and said, oh, wow, we don't have enough vaccine now. We need more vaccine. What's the Biden administration doing? This is a direct result of Trump in Trump wanting to, and you said this, and I absolutely agree with it, Trump wanting to screw Biden. I believe wholeheartedly he knew exactly what he was doing. I knew he was setting them up whenever he kept saying, we have a stockpile, we have a stockpile, we have a surplus, we have a surplus. And now he's given his incendiary following a talking point. Well, Biden, they don't have things, what they're talking about getting all this stuff out. They don't have enough. What's wrong with that? Well, Biden came out and called him on this shit. He said, I think on Monday, came out and said, look, guys, here's the deal. The extra vaccine wasn't ordered.
Right.
Like nobody ordered it. And so people don't.
Hey man, I thought you were getting the pizza. You didn't get a pizza?
You're right. Exactly.
I thought it was Evan's turn to get a pizza. You mean there's no pizza?
I am.
Candle, damn right. Angela Merkel became the leader of the free world when we abdicated it. And quite frankly, I think you've still got it for a while because Joe's good, but I think the reins will be handed to a certain Miss Kamala at some point. Evan, I'm going to go ahead and call it and say, tweet, it's halftime.
Okay.
And it's your turn. Who are we giving shouts out to?
Oh, wow. Well, I am giving, yes, she has a doctorate in chemistry. And she's conservative. I want that kind of conservatism. I want that here.
Well,
but anyway,
that's what's so funny because Hillary Clinton would probably be considered conservative in Britain in a good way. That's not a pejorative. I don't in the way people hurl liberal and conservative around.
Yeah.
It's not a pejorative. It's a good descriptor in traditional politics. And Hillary Clinton would be considered a conservative over there because she's very, very centrist. She's not a Labor Party kind of person, but she's also not Nigel fucking Farage either. So anyway,
she's not John Major. I mean, let's do that. But hey, I don't think so.
She's not Boris. She's not Boris Johnson.
Yeah, there you go. The shot. Who am I going to give this? Oh, I know who I'm going to give this shot to. I'm going to give this shot to our first female Treasury Secretary that was, sworn in by our first female Vice President.
Indeed.
Hell of a moment right there. It is a small indicator showing that we're trying to get ourselves back on track in America. So that's my shot. Aaron, you got one, or we going with that, brother?
No, we're going right with that. I like it. I'm a piggyback right on that. Slancha.
Oof.
One thing I have found kind of interesting is that, unless I'm mistaken, the cabinet confirmations are pretty much going as usual. Biden didn't put forth anybody really controversial, and they're being voted on and affirmed pretty quickly. I mean, I don't think they're in true fashion. It's been like 96-4 or whatever the fuck. I mean, it's been pretty run of the mill, which I was expecting a little bit more pushback, and maybe McConnell recognizes that he just doesn't really have that kind of power.
I don't know if you had a chance, because I am a big I don't mind saying I'm a big Rachel Maddow fan. I watch her show. I like her show. I like the way she reports.
She's smart.
I just do.
She's smart.
I don't know if you got a chance to see her interview with Chuck Schumer, but let me tell you this.
I think so.
Uncle Chuck is not playing any shit. Like he's not playing.
Well, I was wondering because, there's been this discussion about the filibuster and how things are moving forward. And I think there's some really inside baseball kind of stuff going on that the rest of us don't fully understand, because it's been such a big issue. I can't believe the Democrats are really conceding that they're not going for the filibuster. I just don't think they're going for the filibuster right now. But I'm not buying these headlines of, oh, McConnell, got everything he wanted from Schumer again. No, I don't think that's the case. But my point was, I assumed the Republicans would try to hold up some cabinet nominees just for the fuck of it, and they may still.
And that's what Holly and Cruz have done. I mean,
but at this point, I kind of feel like they're being marginalized. I mean, all of a sudden, Ted Cruz is for term limits. Well, yeah, because you're never going to get voted again because your constituency has finally turned on you.
Yeah.
He's not popular on Parler, I can tell you that.
But let me tell you about this. During this interview, this is how cool Chuck Schumer was. Rachel Maddow asking him about, the filibuster and things like that, and how, McConnell was holding out and he wanted this and he wanted that. Chuck looked at her and then looked at the camera and said, "Just watch."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "What was that?" He goes, just watch.
Yeah.
During the interview, a pre-recorded interview, McConnell flops. McConnell is like, "Okay, yeah, you guys can have it. That's fine." And that to me signified like, you're right. There's a lot of hardball being played behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And
we don't
quite
get
frankly,
it.
It makes you feel better. It makes you feel better.
And we don't get it, and we probably shouldn't. We probably shouldn't understand how this fully works. This is the making of the sausage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm reading some of these. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Maybe Republicans are just damn tired of their last 4 years too. Maybe they have grown grown adult in office secretly, of course. That's
Well,
good.
there's definitely, I firmly believe there is a certain segment of Republican politicians, lifelong Republican politicians, traditional conservatives, that I've probably bitched about before,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
have viewed the last 4 years as such a departure from how they want to portray Republican and conservative politics. And
Mhm.
look, there's probably a 3-course class effort to explain the sociology and psychology of why people who are slightly more liberal or slightly more conservative believe certain things and therefore follow certain policies and are okay with certain outcomes.
Yeah.
But I got to believe there's a very specific group of those folks, your John McCain's of the world, who unfortunately is
Can you
no longer
imagine if he
around.
was still here? Jeez. Can you imagine? I mean, if he
that,
was still
that would have been an amazing 4 years to watch of John McCain just constantly sticking the boot clean up Trump's ass, because he would have. And here's the thing: if John McCain were still alive, would Lindsey Graham be doing what he's doing? Would John McCain have said, "Look, man, we've been friends for far too long for you to behave this way. What do they got on you?" Because they didn't have anything on John McCain.
No. If we look back and we see, guys like John McCain, Jeff Flake, okay, we see him, and we look and see at the Republicans who left at the beginning, Paul Ryan. How different, and it may not have been. It may not. They may have just gotten steamrolled. But if John McCain was still around, would Jeff Flake, guys like Jeff Flake, Paul Ryan, would the GOP have more decency about them, that they would be able to influence a little more than they can now? Roger just posted about Todd Young.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm not buying anything Todd Young says. He's on there, and quite frankly, he's doing all the things that he needs to do to show that he's a moderate Republican. You're not, Todd Young.
He's not.
I'm sorry, you're not. And I just think that we had that type of lead. I mean, I'm with you, Gia. I love McCain. McCain will be, wow, that is poignant. McCain will be Graham's Jacob Marley. I just think you would have a different looking GOP if.
Is Jacob Marley one of Bob Marley's kids that I don't know about?
He's the one that mixes all the stuff. Yeah, there you go. That's it. He mixes. So
in order to get shit done, Democrats need to ask themselves what would Mitch McConnell do? And damn right, you got to ask yourself, look, if you can't envision, I mean, this is some Sun Tzu Art of War level stuff. If you aren't trying to envision what your opposition, and I say opposition, but the Republicans view us as enemies now. I don't view the Republicans as enemies, and maybe that is an inherent failure. But I don't view Republicans as enemies. But this current ideology does have to be. I get it now, Gia. Thank you.
Okay.
I
was going to say
I'm a little slow on the uptake there.
I'm like, my brother, I did not want to bust you out like that, but I was like, is really?
You got to understand that as soon as Christmas is over, I'm just out of that mode.
I got you, man. That's okay.
Also, there's like 41 Bob Marley kids. Jacob Jacob could be somewhere right now doing an album with Snoop Lion, some fucking Rasta Christian shit that I don't even know about.
This is my long lost brother Jacob, man. Here we go.
So
yeah, I need more beer.
You get a beer, but I think it's about that time, like they always do about this time. Oh, I got to get back to comments. I accidentally clicked on somebody's name, and my secondary feed is so slow that you all just get dead air for a second. I'm glad everybody had a joke at my expense, so that was kind of funny. Now that I think about it, I'm like, I probably should have known that. But anyway, Io. I mean, I get your point. I do.
I'd agree with that.
But just because they think something doesn't mean we have to lend it value. We don't have to legitimize it. I mean, these are people who think 2 + 2 = 5. I'm not going to legitimize that. So their opinion of me only matters so much.
And Jessica, you just said it. Democrats need to get ruthless. McConnell stuff. This has been my sticking point about Democrats the entire time. We do two things really, really well. We eat our own, which means basically if somebody screws up, we say, okay, time for you to get out, which on one hand is virtuous and is great. But usually when we say, okay, you got to go, John Edwards, you got to go. Okay.
We fucked up with John Edwards. We fucked up with Al Franken.
Al Franken, you got to go. And you know what? Here's the thing. Did they have to go on a truly honest type level as far as integrity goes? Maybe. But we didn't do the right thing in ensuring that someone else was in the wings to take their place. We didn't do the right thing, and we lost those seats. So we eat our own. And then number two, here's what Democrats do, is that we really do vote our conscience. We vote like, okay, well, no, I want to vote for this, and I want to vote for this. And we vote along different issues. When whoever's in charge of the Republican Party snaps their fingers, Republicans vote in that exact same way. And I agree with Jessica. The time is now for us to say, fuck all that. We have got to lay down the hammer. We gotta put the hammer down and just say, okay, look.
But what does that mean? What does that mean in practice? What does that really mean in practice?
I'm going to tell you, it means this. It means every time that we just need the majority, we do it. Every time we just need, a majority in the Senate, we forget. We just forget them. I'm just like, forget you. Because here's why. Is as long as they want to play hardball, as long as a few of them want to play hardball, then we play hardball with them. If somebody like, I don't know, well, give me an example that actually is if a Mitt Romney comes to us and says, hey, look, I've got this bill and I want to push it through, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, let's work with Mitt. Let's absolutely work with Mitt. But let's hold these other assholes accountable for their part in this and say, you know what? No. For 4 years, we tried to do something. And actually we tried, and I agree, once again, Jessica's killing it. Impeachment. People are saying, oh, this is
a handover going on tonight. I can tell you that.
What's that?
I said there's a lot of handover going on tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Us small liberal college Southern Indiana folk.
Anyway, the time for placating and doing the thing, and oh wow, why am I doing like a kitten type thing here?
You've got little Bernie. You're pretending to have little Bernie mittens on.
Yep. The time to do this is over. It is over, at least for right now. And I love the way Schumer is being very aggressive right now, and that's the right way to do it. The other piece the other piece of that is this. The other piece of that is this. Can you imagine the weight, at least for right now, the weight that is lifted off of Nancy Pelosi's shoulders?
Yeah.
I mean,
She's been Atlas carrying the Democratic Party for the last couple of years, man.
God, God bless that woman. Good Lord. She has borne the burden
Yes.
of the Democratic Party for the past 4 years and has been the target of slander, has been the target of physical threats. I mean, just anything you can think of, and yet has held firm and stood fast. And now Chuck's there. It's amazing. Evan, you look.
I was thinking Evan does need a mani. We'll go get a mani petty together.
This one right here, dude, that one's like hurting real bad. Anyway, that's my rant. Can we please talk about the increasing number of people that are being arrested for the insurrection?
It's good to see, and it's what I'm really liking is the number of law enforcement and specifically military folks saying we're going to root this out. That's a positive. It's just I don't care if it's a PR move or not. Get rid of people. Yeah. You just can't have it in the ranks. You just can't have this ideology taking hold, and it's gotten bad. And we've known about it for a while too. And everybody went ape shit when Obama, either he sanctioned some sort of study for it or whatever, and it came out as like, look, what white nationalism in America and these movements and militias associated with them are a bigger threat to us than actually external, like radical Islamic terrorism, because it's here. It's within our police and firefighters and every aspect of our military. Never mind in our politics. And everybody went, "Oh, Obama's such a racist." And it's like, what? That's an interesting response. And now, after 4 years of Donald Trump and the accompanying rise in anti-Semitism and just pure racist acts and hate crimes and things of that nature, it's like all of a sudden it's an eye opener. And it's like, oh, well, the FBI and the Proud Boys and all this stuff. It's like, no, it's been here. Oh, yeah. Was it not the tastiest of tasties to find out that the leader of the Proud Boys has been an FBI informant? I'm pretty sure snitches get stitches.
Yes. Well, okay.
Bitch ass Enrique Taylor. What the fuck?
So he was an FBI informant, but I think we're still waiting to see if he was an informant for them regarding the Proud Boys, right? I mean, he was a former FBI informant. Did I read that correctly? Or are we talking like right now?
I don't know how recently he has been an FBI informant. Hold on. I think I might have left this up. Let me see.
Okay. Because from what I read.
No, I didn't. My super liberal New York mag. We've totally avoided the GameStop discussion. And then my other one was why are conservatives so angry Biden denounced white supremacy? So I can probably get rid of that window.
There you go.
But shit, what was I saying?
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure, man. But hey, here's what I'm going to say. You
can say hey, Aaron.
It's hey Aaron time, man. It's hey Aaron. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited tonight because I actually get to do the Hey Aaron segment from 5 years ago that I wanted to do. And we're going to do that. So during the course of the holidays, I tuned into a Netflix show hosted by Nicolas Cage. And it was called The History of Swear Words. And I
Fuck yeah!
So I just wanted to kind of do a history of swear words, just spitballing type stuff, and with Aaron. So I'm going to throw out a curse word. I'm going to throw out a swear word, and Aaron, your job is to give your best knowledge about that swear word, or just bullshit your way through it. Okay?
Excuse me, fucking cholera.
Oh wow! See, you're such a poet with them. And so anyway, all right, here we go, my friend. Here we go. I have made a list, and some of these, whoa, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, Roger. I hope you watched it. I think it's probably still on Netflix, but it's hilarious. It's really good.
I haven't watched it yet, but I got it queued.
Dude, it's great. So I made a list, and all I'm gonna do is just say the word, and you just go, brother. Okay, you just go.
So I'm just guessing where I think it came from. Okay.
Wax eloquently on these curse words, my friend. All right,
You know
here we
how
go.
I do.
I know how you do, boo. All right, here we go. Asshole.
I'm gonna say that it derives from donkeys being referred to as asses. Even biblically, I believe they were referred to as asses, and therefore it's probably an old-fashioned put down, and it probably originally meant that like you were the donkey's mouth, you're an asshole. That's my guess there.
That's wonderful, dude. That is absolutely wonderful. And for those of you who are
nowhere near correct. Do you know though? Do you have a cheat sheet in front of you that tells you? Okay, so I still gotta watch the show.
No, I'm not telling you. Come on now. No, I think it's just
okay. So
just to hear you.
So this is just like the 7 swear words from George Carlin that you can't say on TV, right?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
So
okay.
If you are watching out there, you guys please participate in this. Give your explanation. I love Gia. That's self-explanatory, right? Beast of burden. Yes. Yes. Okay. Next one. All right, now it's a combo because they actually cover this in the video, but I decided to combo it.
Wait.
And see.
What? I feel attacked by Roger's comment. I'm not even sure what to take it. What does that mean? Oh my God.
No,
he's a Marine.
He's not calling for your death. He's not calling for your death, brother. I don't think so. Why would you not tell us the truth? Because I want you to watch the show.
All right, we're all gonna have to watch this time next week. Our homework assignment is to watch the show and come back next week. Yes. Okay, what's the next one?
All right, next one, motherfucker.
Oh shit! I think I've actually seen a thing on what this is. You know what? I'm just gonna call that one straight up. That it's an insult to say that you would fuck your own mother.
Oh! I didn't know you were going to go that dark with it. I didn't know you. I was like,
What other way to interpret it? Literally, would there be?
You would make fun, like you would just be like grossing out your kids and guess what?
You know what? Hold on. I could see it as maybe like you only go after cougars, so you're a motherfucker. But the phrase has been around for a long time.
That is so good. Okay.
So I'm sounding. Isn't it weird that like after 45 minutes into the show, just absolutely silly shit begins. It's like Facebook is like, let's give them a weird filter.
Okay, so here's the next one, and I've got 3 iterations of this one, and I need you to kind of address them all. Son of a bitch, Sons of bitches. Some bitch.
Okay. Son of a bitch is a very particular put down, but it's also kind of a general, like, what just happened? Like, son of a bitch.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you can get like, you can get really fun with it and be like, son of a bitch.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
But if you call someone a son of a bitch, that's nasty. You're putting them down. You're saying your mom's a whore.
Talking about my mama.
And I might be a motherfucker. Somebody was a motherfucker.
Dude, that was poetic.
Sons
What you just did there.
Sons of bitches is a very kind of like, oh man, that's just a good, like, kind of a pop, like, cultural kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, sons of bitch, like, it's sort of a generic, like, these motherfuckers over here, these sons of bitches tried to tell us that they were not storming the Capitol, and these sons of bitches are storming the Capitol.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But I gotta say, some bitch, man,
Come
that
on,
is, some bitch is just, you could get like some really, really, really good, like, Nashville hot chicken, and you take a bite of it and you're like, some bitch,
Yeah.
that is so good, but so hot. Like, damn. Shit fire.
It is very southern.
But-
It is very, very southern.
But
Yes.
it
go
could
ahead.
also be like, this some bitch over here cut me off in traffic.
That's true. That's
Right?
true.
Like, just, you're a generic fuck up, whatever. This some bitch over here.
Yep. Say
But yes, those
Io has a request.
exterminate with extreme prejudice.
Oh man. This very well may be the best hair segment ever. Okay, next one, my friend. Next one. Okay. You gotta be delicate with this one. Gotta be delicate. Okay. Here we go. Bitch.
Mm-mm. Pass. No, you know what? It, again, here's what's awesome about really, really, really talking about language and words is that they can be used in so many ways, because you can bitch about something and you can be a bitch. The problem is it's become far too associated with sort of a negative. First off, it's when it's used pejoratively, which it almost always is. Like, in the grand scheme of things, if you analyze the number of times the word bitch itself got used, I'm guessing a dog in heat is maybe 1%
Right.
of its use, and the rest of it is some form of colloquialism and pejorative.
Right. Well, let me stop you there, because
But
here's why I threw that in there. And Gia, you know me, okay? So I threw that in here for a reason. The show does a really, really good job on talking about that word and talking about its evolution. Okay, talking about the evolution of the word and how it's one of those words that are that I'll leave it at that. It does a really good job in talking about it, and how the way that it was meant to have, it doesn't have a place in our society today, but it's being reclaimed by people like Megan Thee Stallion, and being reclaimed by people like Cardi B and those guys, those ladies who are like, no, you don't get it. They compare it, and I love that they did this. They compare it to kind of like the N-word, but there's differences between them, and you
Yes.
have to be careful. There's a select population that should be able to use that word. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to leave it at.
Reclaiming language has become a huge part of empowerment movement.
Yes.
Black people have kind of always utilized the N-word, but I think when I hear intellectual comedians talk about the way they use it, they know how they're weaponizing it. They understand that.
Yeah. Right.
But
right.
Women have reclaimed bitch and cunt. My apologies, but
No. I mean, but Aaron.
well, look, I said N word, so maybe I could have said B word and C word. I don't know what's appropriate. So,
no.
honestly, on this one, at me. Tell me if you think I was. No. I'm owning this one. I'm totally fine with it.
Okay.
But the gay population has reclaimed queer.
Yeah. And they talk about the the LGBTQ about bitch as well, about that
word. I think fag is still just sort of, you're either in Britain asking for a cigarette or you're trying to put somebody down.
Exactly.
Queer has been reclaimed. So I guess my drunken way of trying to get to this point is that all of this matters. This is a very cool. This is one of the coolest Hey Aaron segments, because we're diving into something about how words actually do have meaning, and this is why saying certain things have consequences. When you're like, well, you didn't punch somebody in the face. Well, no, you didn't, but you did the verbal equivalent of that. And should someone be forced to just sit there and take that? And I don't know what the appropriate response is. This is where I look back to Gandhi and King and say, what's the correct way to respond to nonviolence in your own nonviolent way. But it's unacceptable, and we need to figure out a way to root this out. But there is a history of the word. I mean, the origin of the word is female dog in heat. Okay, meaning ready to procreate. Which is such a talk about, German words seem so specific. Talk about such a specific thing to have a word for, and then that word has now evolved in so many ways that you and I just had a 12-minute conversation about it.
Exactly.
That it means these things. That has value. That has value.
Right. I think to bring it full circle and to move on to the next word, because I've been in this uncomfortable zone for 12 minutes and I'm good to go. But anyway,
I hope. Can I guess the next word?
No. These are conversations. I think that, if we could have intelligent conversations like this, and as men just shut the hell up, not saying that we need, but because this is a different context, but as men just shut the hell up and just follow women's lead on this, we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to know what to do and what not to do, and we're going to take the lead from the proper people that we need to take the lead from, and that's women. So there you go.
Yes.
Last word, brother. And this one's going to hit. If you've got a religious background, this one's going to hit. Here we go. God damn it.
I say it a lot, and I have mixed feelings about it, because I think I subconsciously began saying it a lot as a fuck you, I don't believe in your bullshit kind of thing. I was an angry philosophy major. And I was an athlete philosophy major, which made me a bit of an outcast. As Jessica can probably attest to, I think we graduated our senior class 8 philosophy majors or something like that, and I was nowhere near the best of them. But I loved it because what I loved the most was every time I went to class, the discussions were amazing. Smart people were debating things. And young people have that fire. You're 18, 19, 20 years old. You've got a fire and a passion about your belief, but when you encounter somebody who can sway you, who has a good counter argument, you're like, all of a sudden you're like, fuck yeah. It feels monumental. It feels life-changing. So oh, Candle.
You were angry? Really? You know, it's interesting, this word, because I know my parents tune in later and watch this, and I know I'm going to get a phone call for even saying that word. They're going to be like, we were with you until you went there. And I'm seeing people say stuff, but Gia just said, I use that one as a way to rebel against my evangelical background. And I would resonate with that and with what you said, Aaron, as well, because my past was, I went to Bible college and I wanted to rebel from that because they were trying to teach me some stuff that just didn't feel right. And I went along with it. And so, it's a rebellious thing, but let's see, a teenager encountering new and undiscovered ways of, that's obviously describing you in what you were talking about, but bless your heart. It was heaven, bless your heart. But what I'm saying is that, words, and I think this was talked about earlier on, words do matter. And
yeah,
the way we use these words nowadays, and once again, I'll let you watch it, but it was beautiful the way everything was laid out, how you can see the trend of a word. Like, we say damn now, and damn, my granddaughter could say damn, and I'd be okay with that. I'd be like, okay, well, she said damn. She drops the F-bomb. I might be like, ooh, I might be a little secretly proud of her, but if she drops the F-bomb, I'm going to be like, whoa, pump brakes. That's not for you yet. That's big people language. Okay. That's what I say. But I think that linguistically speaking, in English, the words that we use for swear words, I think, are diminishing in their impact. There's still some that obviously, bam, 0 to 60 in a minute.
Yes.
But I think for the most part, they're anyway.
I would agree with you. But I think that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, I think initially I would have said GD to kind of get a rise out of people. There's a lot of different ways to make an exclamation.
Yep.
I my freshman year of college, one of our preseason exhibition games was against a group called Athletes in Action. And Athletes in Action is an organization of former college athletes that go around and play. I'm sure you encountered them at Cincinnati Bible or wherever the fuck it was called when when you were there.
CCU.
But we played them in a preseason game, and I'm a cocky ass freshman. Just ready to get it on in college soccer. And somebody tackled me and I took offense to it. And I was used to saying whatever I wanted to say on a soccer field. And I turned to the referee. Now, remember, Athletes in Action is, a Christian organization, and Hanover College is a Presbyterian school. And I got tackled from behind and didn't like it. And I jumped up and said, Jesus motherfucking Christ, what the fuck are you watching, to the referee?
Dude,
The referee came over and gave me a yellow card and just kind of looked at me like, are you kidding me? And after the game, Athletes in Action prayed for me. And I appreciate that, but I don't think it helped. So
you should have walked over and said, why the fuck are you praying for me?
I'm the wrong motherfucker to be praying for. Language can be weaponized very easily, and I don't think people appreciate that. And I try not to do that to people. So when I think about it now, it's a phrase that it's a habit for me. I probably said God damn it, sorry again, but I probably said it 50 times in the middle of a soccer game that I played last night.
You apologize to the people that watch our broadcast, dude. I'm just saying, I'm just like, man, they don't give a shit. They really don't.
I'm apologizing to the hopeful conservative who chooses to randomly click on this video on YouTube at some point and go, what are these two talking about? And if they made it this far, then I would say, I'm not mad at you, person. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just saying. So. Oh no, we've lost Evan this time. Or is it me? We need someone to post a message. Evan Casey is gone. Evan Casey is back.
I'm back. Sorry, I was like, oh no, who did we lose? And that was
that's what I'm always thinking now. And here's the thing: is I think a couple weeks ago, when the whole thing crashed, I think what happened was that my system froze and I panicked. And in my panic, I think I tried to restart. And I think by me restarting, since I own the feed, killed the program. So my apologies out here.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
my apologies.
Gotcha.
If you'd like to hear Evan and I curse at you some more, you can. That's on. That's on the Evan and Aaron Show after party at houseparty.app.
Those of you who know me know where I'm employed. Those of you who don't, I will not reveal that. But I will say that I'm a college professor, and so I am deeming this Hey Aaron as an educational and informative spot on our show. So there you go.
And again, I'm a life coach, so all of you students of Mr. Casey, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, Evan. Yeah, totally. They're all gonna watch this. Wait, didn't you have some junior high kids watching our show a while back? And we just did a segment. We just did a segment on cursing. So I'm glad I could just educate a whole bunch of kids on how we feel about cursing.
Well, no. First of all, you're not educating any kids. They would educate us. Okay, so that's the piece.
True.
But yeah, actually, a funny story. We have a dual credit class, and there are high schoolers in that class, and so I'm teaching a class, and at the end of the class, one of them said, "Hey, you know what, Mr. Casey? What's a funny fact about you that nobody knows?" And I said, "You know what? I blurted it out, and I didn't even think about it. And literally all I said was, I have a podcast." And within 5 minutes, they found us, Aaron. They found us, and they were watching, and they were like, "This is the best friggin' podcast I've ever heard," because I've never heard any of my teachers curse like you do.
There's nothing cooler. I gotta be honest. There's nothing cooler than when I get on YouTube and I start just like scrolling through like, hey, what videos should I watch right now? And all of a sudden we pop up. I'm like,
Isn't that nice? It's like, okay.
we got to figure out. It's time to monetize.
Dude,
All right.
I am ready to leave the profession for podcasting. I will do that in a minute, dude.
I will do this show for Adidas shoes, Fireball, Sprite, probably any brand of vodka, Jameson.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Also, big shout out real quick. Indy 11,
Eleven.
one of our local boys, Neville Hackshaw, is going to be playing for the Trinidad national team against the U.S. men's national team this Sunday when they play in a friendly. So tune in.
8 o'clock?
Local
8
lad,
o'clock?
7 o'clock, I believe.
7. Okay.
That might be when the broadcast starts. The game might be at 8. But anyway, local lad. United had a chance to go top today and totally fuck things up. So they did not.
Well,
and Ghana, we just like Ghana's colors.
Just like Ghana's colors, man. And let me do a couple shout outs real quick before we end. You know what? Hey, here's the deal. My Ohio State Buckeyes, they were blasted by Alabama, and you know what? Congrats to Alabama.
No shame.
Proud of them. They did what they could, and
Fields will be a top draft.
I hope so. But kudos to my Ohio State Buckeyes. We will probably be ranked in the top 10 next year, so that's good. But the biggest kudos go out to my Cleveland Browns.
Hell yeah.
God, they were a couple of plays away. Now, granted, Mahomes went out. I get it. Mahomes went out. But you know what? The Cleveland Browns were a couple of plays away from making it to the AFC Championship. And I just got to give them all kinds of props. I was so proud of them. Baker Mayfield showed everybody what kind of quarterback he can be, and he is. He's my quarterback. We're going to stick with him, and kudos to them. So anyway, Aaron, my second favorite part of the show, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. What's up? Black people, thanks for voting. Appreciate it. Voting 2020, 2022, 23, 22. Yeah, 2022. Vote, okay? But I'm going to sign off, and Aaron, you got the last word, brother.
Thanks, man. This was a fun one. Again, homework assignment. Everybody apparently watch Nicolas Cage's show on swear words on Netflix, and we'll have a little chat about that next week. You know what? I kind of circle back to where we were at the beginning. It's just nice to wake up and not have craziness infiltrate the day. That this is, I don't have to worry about Joe Biden's 5 a.m. shit or twit storm. Is that a schwit? Is that a schwit storm? So yeah, but just because it's quiet doesn't mean there isn't work to be done. Keep lobbying. Joe Biden is not going to be progressive, so you're going to have to keep putting in the work to push for the things that we really want to get done. He's going to hold the center, and for right now, that's good enough considering where we've been. We'll get to where we want to be. In the meantime, stay safe, double up on masks, or get you an N95 and a KN95 and maybe a cloth mask, and maybe don't go out if you don't have to. I know that's not really possible. And here I'm still out trying to do a few things, but be safe, look after one another, get your vaccine, or get in line for the vaccine if you can. I know some people have. And yeah, as ever, this was fun. I appreciate you all. And Evan, I love you, brother. And we'll do this again next week, because this is just what we do. Love you all out there. Take care.
Peace.